we have today, and the first bands are, I missed the names.
But all my light puns would have brightened your day.
And Fiora.
Lucian and Fiora, alright. And Gilbert is on the blue side this week, and they've just banned
My heart was already broken.
Del Oro has banned Viego,
Alright, I'm going.
and Gilbert bans Rumble.
Sorry, we're gonna change our volume settings really fast.
And Canyon Del Oro has the next band, first 3 bands, almost complete.
You're scared. Good to know.
Very nice. Now,
Spreading out all of our bands. Gilbert coming in with some bot side and some mid lane. While
Yes.
Canyon Del Oro focusing mid, jungle, and top. Because I think Fiora is a top laner. She's like one of the few like non-tanky ones that I think she plays top, but I can't remember for sure.
interesting. Alright.
Picks Rel for their first pick.
Yes.
That's a tanky support, so that's a really good choice.
Sion, he looks top.
He is a top laner, absolutely. He's a very tanky guy, and when he dies, he gets like an extra, like 5 to 10 seconds to just cause mayhem.
Volibear, that's mid lane, right?
No, that's gonna be jungle.
Jungle.
Yeah, so Wally Bear is just this massive bear that like channels electricity. He has a really good stun, like yes, and lots of mobility. So
I should
Volibear's
have known
good
that.
jungle.
I have traumatic memories of Volibear.
All right, then Gilbert coming in with their second pick. Let's see. And I'm gonna go with Smolder,
That's a
which
support.
yes, it's our support. Always Miss is our sorry, not support, ADC.
ABC,
Yes.
ADC.
Always Miss Chimera. Her Smolder is crazy. Remember I think it was last week that it got banned out.
Well, I wasn't here
Yeah.
last week, but I remember her playing.
Or it was the week before, like it was 1 week, it was crazy. And then we have Nunu Willip, who is a jungler.
Yes.
That's the one that like builds a snowball. You have to start really far away, and he like starts building a snowball, and it gets massive, and then it releases it, and it causes all kinds of stun. The farther back that they start, the bigger the snowball gets, and
Makes for some interesting games.
yes, because then you really got to plan ahead and like be able to build up. Because also, if like it runs into a minion or it runs into a wall, it will shatter.
Lissandra.
Sandra is a mid laner. I know she has almost like a grab. Like she has like this ghost hand that like goes out and like grabs and like stuns a little bit and pulls a little bit.
Useful.
So that'll be interesting for the mid lane for sure.
We got our next banning phase with Canyon Del Oro banning the first of the next few picks.
Tyrant.
Irelia.
Aurelia is a mid laner. So it makes sense because Gilbert has not chosen their mid lane yet. And looks like Gilbert's hovering Thresh for the next ban, so we'll see if that's what they stick with. And they do. Support.
Support.
So Thresh is one of my favorite supports to play. He's like this like Undertaker, I guess, and he's like death, like a symbol of death or whatever. But he has this lantern, and he can throw a hook and hook people in a blue. But his lantern, he can throw it out, and it creates a mini teleport for his team to get him out of safety, out of dangerous situations, and it gives him a shield. Like Thresh actually like can cause a lot of damage, so it's a good thing that got banned because it creates a lot of situations for teams.
Well, our Echo got banned, so that's one thing.
Not surprising. Not surprising at all.
And then they also banned the top Kench, Gilbert did.
Yes, and Tom Kent is one of those that can be played in multiple places. Like he was normally a top laner, but lately he's been getting played a lot for support, which is I think where Gilbert was playing that ban is like probably the support that plays it. But we do have Akshan coming in on the Gilbert side for mid lane, and Caitlyn coming in for Canyon Del Oro as the ADC.
That's top lane.
Yes, one of my favorite champions.
His ult reminds me of Elsa Bloodstone's from Marvel Rivals. She has a thing.
Oh, okay,
she calls
yep.
out a beast and they call it.
Yep. And he's like the ram guy, I guess, and
Yeah.
like his ult is an actual like ram that like flies in, and you can recast it if like you do it correctly, and you can choose it to like ram back, so it can do like a double whammy against people.
And then Rakan.
Rakan, who is a support. I don't remember exactly what Rakan does, but he's a good support.
Wait, don't we have the hover option that we discovered?
Oh yes. Does it still? It does give us the abilities, yeah. So he's got some crowd control, so some stunning that's going to happen.
And he's magic based.
Flies in and then provides a shield for his teammates.
Alright, and
I'm not sure what that one was. So yeah, definitely a melee support. So that's going to be interesting because Gilbert has more of a tanky support versus this having a melee. So even though he's melee, he's going to have to get up really close, but he's not going to cause a ton of damage, but while putting himself in potential dangerous situations. So that'll be a really interesting matchup. However, because of Caitlyn's far range, it also could come in handy. If Rakan can come in and do some stuns, then Caitlyn can come in and clean up.
right.
But Rel and Smolder have a similar situation. Rel's really tanky, so she can be in your phase. Like, she is labeled as melee as well. She is more of that initiator.
But now we're on spectator delay.
There we go. There he's back. So, like one of her abilities changes whether she's on the horse or she's not on the horse. But she does a lot of stuns, and then of course still providing shields for her teammates.
Right.
Akshan is one of the fun ones. So Akshan can actually attach to a object and like swing around it. I'm not sure what's gonna show us on here. If it's gonna show us that ability per se. Yeah, there it goes a little bit. You got to see a little bit. So yeah, so he gets to swing and still cause damage, which can be really good for when you're doing fights under tower because it gives you a quick escape under tower. Because you can like hook, like it's a grapple hook. So like he grapple hooks onto the tower and then like swings around and is able to get out of tower range a lot faster.
Very interesting.
And then here we have Nunu Willip. I've never really known who's Nunu, but yeah, there's a snowball. It has to have time to build up, and you have to be able to maneuver it through the jungle, which is definitely takes skill to be able to do that. But if you can land it, it definitely cause a lot of stun. That's his ult. There's kind of like almost like a snowstorm that's happening.
And Ornn, of course, he's got his little thing. He smashes into the ground.
Causes a stun, causes damage and burn.
He can upgrade items too.
Oh yeah, he can. Well, in lane, here's his ult. And he can resend it out. But yes, one of his abilities, I guess is part of his passive, I think. He can upgrade any teammate's ability, and he can also build items while in lane rather than having to go back to the store to actually purchase them. So, we have just a little under a minute left. We will be back. Oh, we didn't get to see Smolder. The little dragon that could.
Indeed.
But the ult is massive. Like, the ult is like this massive fireball that goes out, and they get to choose on like where it goes.
Like
Yep,
that.
like that. Yep. So definitely causes a lot of damage. That is for sure a lot of physical damage.
But he is a marksman like Caitlyn, so
Yes, and most ADCs are going to be. I would say like 99% of ADCs, like that's part of their role is that they are ranged because they are really squishy. So they do cause a lot of damage, but they're easy to take out, which is why they have the support to help protect them, especially early game because they're extremely squishy early game, and their items are the most expensive in the game. So they need to be able to farm a lot more in order to be able to afford the items that they're going to need later on. All right, give us just 1 second and we will be back with the game.
So we are here, and they're moving out to their respective lanes. You know how it is after buying the first item, the jungler, he buys a pet right away to help him in the jungle that he can evolve. But generally, this like setup phase, teams go around placing vision, getting in their lanes, just waiting for minions to get there so they can initiate the combat and start getting golden XP.
There's a couple different ways you can start the game. There is a team strategy, and that's one of the things a lot of people don't realize is that with a lot of our games that we play in esports, there's actually a lot of strategy that's going to go into it. So for example, we just saw in the bot lane, we had support and ADC hiding in the bush. When you are in the bush, your opponent cannot see you unless they put down a ward. So they were just kind of waiting there, and Kengan Doro came up, didn't realize that they were there, and they were to get a couple hits. Not anything massive, but just kind of chunking them down a little bit. You can also do a gank, where the whole team goes together to one specific part of the map, trying to catch someone out. You can start a 5-point stance, which is where you stay by the river, all spread out to prevent anybody from doing a gank. So just depending on the team strategy and what they're trying to do, who their opponent is, they might try a couple different things as they start the game.
And since the last couple times I've shoutcasted, Gilbert's putting on the red side, so I keep looking at the red.
Yeah,
But
we haven't played
we're
blue in a while.
We're blue this week, so
Yeah,
gotta
so-
pay attention to that. We're a little ahead in CS, so that's good. We got some gold.
Yeah, so right now it's really early on where everyone's just focusing on farming. So the junglers are getting their camps, which are little monsters spread out throughout the jungle, and that's how they level up. Everybody else is focusing on hitting minions, which is how they level up, while still trying to hit their opponent whenever they can, just trying to get them as low as they can. Because if they have to force somebody to go back, well, that was a good stun from Ornn. If they're able to take them out or they force them to back off, then maybe they can deny them from some of that experience. But so far, Gilbert's a little bit ahead in mid lane and in the bot lane. Looks like jungle, they're neck and neck. Top is a tiny little bit behind, but almost got that kill. But that was still really smart from Ornn. He's not completely fully healthy, so he didn't want to risk going out. He was able to push him enough to where now Sion was trying to recall. Looks like he is staying in lane, so we'll have to see if we get another engage coming in. Oh, because he knew Volibear was there.
Yeah.
But Ornn does have vision, so he should know that he's there and should be finding ways to back up. Volibear does catch him a little bit. He does have to use his flash, but he is able to get away. So good, good strategy there from both top laners there.
Yeah.
Because now they both have to back, so they're both losing equally on experience.
One thing I noticed is that Nunu Willem snowball, when it's being charged up, it has a little icon on the screen.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
That's a little cute detail. And yeah, so Dragon's gonna be up in about a minute, and other than that, nothing else much interesting.
Yeah, so we got some vision around there. Looks like Kengan Doro has vision in the river, and then Gilbert got Scuttle and has vision in the pit. Just trying to see if anybody's going to go for it. Akshan trying to swing in there. Really needs to be careful not to overextend.
Indeed.
Gilbert trying to manage the wave here. So their strategy there was trying to keep them away from the tower, because if those minions get close to the tower's going to start hitting them, and they could potentially lose on some CS. So that was a really good strategy by that bot lane from Gilbert.
Indeed. And let's see, back to mid lane.
Oh, that was-
almost got him.
Yeah.
Forced him to flash.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that flash was fully worth it. A good stun on Rakan, but is able to escape away.
And top lane, and they're about the same level. Delaware on the top lane might be a little bit ahead. nothing too major, but first dragon is up, so we'll see how that develops.
Yeah, and First Dragon's always very interesting because it's not necessarily one that you need to go after right away. It's gonna be there for a while.
Right.
So it's about who has the right priority. We do see teams kind of gathering there. Volibear trying to clear some of that vision. But everyone's just kind of hanging out to see if anybody's gonna jump the gun on it.
Indeed.
Well, top lane is still in their own little world.
Yeah.
Early game, especially, top lane is just up in top, not really bothering anybody, just
Yeah.
each other.
And no one seems to be going for the dragon. Pretty much all vision for both
Yeah, I
teams is
think
down.
both just backed off, and now they're gonna try to put some more vision back out there. Scuttle is gone.
And yeah.
So we'll see
Ornn got
here.
His level 6, so that's good.
So now just fighting for the right opportunity. He doesn't have minions, so he doesn't necessarily want to engage right now. He's also significantly lower health than that Scion, so he needs to play smart on there.
Gilbert generally ahead in the gold game right now, so that's good. As I always say, gold is good. And yeah.
Looks like they're coming down for that dragon.
And they're
Gilbert
starting to take
pinging
it.
in. I think they are starting, and
They
Gilbert
do.
gets the first dragon.
Alright. And then Voidgrust will be up in about a minute and 10 seconds. So that'll be the next objective that the teams will go for.
Right, so Grubs is one of those larger monsters that's normally more of a team thing to try to get. There's a total of 6 of them that are available. And as a team, you might get 1, you might get 2. It just depends. And, oh no, they changed it. It's only 3 Grubs now.
Yeah.
But each grub that you get will help you later on as you try to hit towers.
Bot lane retreating, presumably just to heal and get
I
some
think they probably have a
items.
lot of gold right now, so they are just trying to go back and buy items. Smolder was able to get first item. Looks like they sold it and changed their mind what they were going for. But yeah, being able to get items is also another way how you get stronger. Akshan taking a couple tower shots there, so you just gotta be a little careful not to get. Delisandre's playing really smart. She is playing safe under tower and not giving Akshan too many opportunities to get her. We have a good engage there from Smolder pushing Kaylin back off of tower.
Yep.
Looks like we might have an engage in mid lane. Nunu is there heading towards Grubs, and Rel is there ready to support.
Grubs are up, so yeah, they're going for it.
And it looks
Here
like
comes
Volley's
Volley.
heading up, and so is Scion. It looks like Scion ulted, and we have an Ornn ult coming in that knocks up the Volley
Nice.
there. And Gilbert gets first blood. However, Rel also does go down, so Gilbert does get 2 of those grubs. Canyon Oro gets 1, but they are 3 versus 2. There's that Scion.
Yep.
After
Going
he
crazy.
dies, still gets to cause a little bit more damage there. But great engage from Gilbert. They're able to walk away with 3 kills. Karen Deloro took 1. They got 2 of the grubs, which gives them a little bit of a higher gold lead. So puts them in a good place.
And a bit of true damage on towers, I believe. That's what
Yes,
Voidgrubs do.
absolutely. Yeah, so Canyon Del Oro does have 1 of those grubs, but it was a really good team engage. Gilbert definitely was able to get more out of that team fight than Canyon Del
And
Oro
Ornn was able to get ahead in level, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they're both level 8. Even the CS difference is not that different. Rel trying to push up, stuns the Rakan. Smolder just trying to cause some challenges there. It's really just about pushing them back.
Akshan, bought an item, and here we are back in the top bottom. Camera just follows wherever is the most action is,
Right.
so we'll be bouncing around a
It
lot.
does it all on its own of where it sees the majority of things are happening. They get a little bit of time to reset, go back to their lanes, possibly buy some items, chunk people down. We got a flash from Caitlyn in that. I'm not sure why she flashed. She was already under tower.
Yeah.
Akshan coming in, trying to get that Lysandra. And here we have
snowball.
Nunu coming in
Good gank.
with a Smolder ult. That was a really, really good engage.
But
Nunu
went
getting-
under tower and took
yeah,
a few
a
huge
few
shots.
extra hits. Akshan trying to catch him. Because if you stun them under tower, then they're stuck there. So it makes things a little bit challenging to try to escape. Akshan, a good engage on Lysandra. I believe that is her ult.
Some sort of egg recovery.
Yeah, Akshan also ulting and is able to take out Lysandra.
Very good. So that's
Great engages as we are a minute away from the next dragon. You can see a lot of vision in that bot lane. In our mini map, Gilbert has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different wards in that bottom river. Canyon Del Oro has 2. So everybody just kind of preparing for what's potentially another team fight as we get ready for the next dragon.
Indeed, indeed. That Smolder did back up just a bit. Probably to buy an item and heal, and Gilbert's ahead in gold, and 5 kills to 1. So generally Gilbert is ahead. However, that don't matter because at any point in the game, usually a team can come back and win. And here we have a gank in the top lane, and boom! Watch out for that anger guy that came up.
So we have another gank in that top lane again, Sion, trying to cause some damage. You can stun it, so like his ghost or whatever, you can stun it and prevent it from doing stuff, which is
Very nice engage on the bot
another
lane.
ult from that Smolder. Her ult does not
Nice.
have a massive cooldown. Akshan be able to get away with just a sliver of life. They take out that Rakan in that bot lane. So now bot lane trying to get some plates from that tower. They ran out of minions, so there wasn't much that they could do. Same with that Ornn. His minions are just now coming back to lane, so he's going to try to push and get a few more plates before that Sion is there. But Sion has now returned.
Indeed.
So while Gilbert does not have anybody in the bot lane, they're using that opportunity to clear vision in river. Dragon is ready. A lot of those wards had died down or been taken out. So they have reset some extra vision there to try to get things ready for the next dragon. Nunu is there. So they're probably going to go for that dragon. Akshan traveling down.
And here we are. Yep. And
They
boom.
melted away.
Second dragon down, and they are quite a bit ahead in the gold game, Gilbert is. And the next major objective would be the Rift Herald in a couple minutes.
Yeah, so that one's a little farther away. Yeah, just the 2 minutes. Rift Herald's another one of those that will help with damaging the towers. It kind of rams into it. You can choose the direction that it's going to go in. We have another great engage here. That Smolder. See that stun from the Rel coming in,
from the
and
Mulberry.
Volibear does ult in, stuns the Rel. However, Rel is able to put it right back on Volley, stun them,
Ooh, nice
and
snipe.
that was a great shot by Smolder, taking out that Volibear.
11 kills to 1 right now on Gilbert's. And so yeah, generally going well for Gilbert. They got a couple dragons, lots of gold.
So Rel
lots of
going in while
kills.
Smolder had a little bit of that aggro. They jump under tower, but they're able to get out of the aggro and then be able to go back in and take some more tower shots on it. Get I think plates are gone at this point.
Yeah, looks like it.
But they've almost taken that tower completely out. Rel catching that Caitlyn. Just a little poke.
Just a little
Nothing
punish.
anything else. Just letting you know, like, hey, I'm here.
You dare come back to your own lane. Perish.
All right, so they are focusing that tower while Rel is pushing that Caitlyn back, and wow,
They are hard
as soon as she is back, she is out again. That kill going on Rel. And they do take out that turret in the bot lane, taking out some vision, and again, taking the opportunity to clear the jungle and reset as Rift Herald will be up in less than 30 seconds.
And, by the looks of it, plates are still up. So
Yeah, I think it's a 15-minute mark. So bot lane was able to get all the plates from that tower since they were able to take it down before the 15-minute mark, which just gives them more gold, which puts them farther ahead. You can see the Smolders at 139 CS.
this will be a nice one.
Oh, that was a great engage by Akshan. Not sure she was able. No, he wasn't able to get Lysandra, but it was a good engage. Ornn missed his stun, but still definitely now has a level on. Oh, and he misses his ult the first time, but gets him the
Recasts
second.
and gets him down.
Nice.
Now he just gotta run, and
Now he's just gonna let him. Like, he can get some minions. Because you can see that life bar goes down pretty quickly for Sion. He doesn't have a whole lot of time in his revive. But now Gilbert has priority. With everyone being pushed back, Sion is gone. Gilbert's going to be able to go in and get Rift Herald without any pressure from Canyon del Oro.
Rift Herald is a pretty useful tool to have because when you get him, you can summon him and he charges in a lane towards the nearest tower. Does a ton of damage.
And it all comes down to deciding where you're going to use him because he is on a timer. So Nunu was able to take him out. He will have him in his pocket, virtual pocket. You can see it down here. This is the Rift Herald for that vision. It replaces his ward, but it is on a timer. And if you don't use it within the timer, it just releases wherever you're at.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you're paying attention to that timer. Looks like we had a little swapping going on here. And Lissandra went down to the bot lane, and
She's not
Gilbert
escaping
is
that.
all there. So there's definitely no escaping that one. They're going to push that lane while Sion pushed on that top lane a little bit. Caitlyn and Rakan trying to be there to support,
Ooh, that's
getting
another ult.
stunned, having an ult, and
out
then
for
a
that
snowball. And Rakan also goes down. Still just kind of solo fighting in that top lane. Usually about now we start to see that laning phase kind of end for everyone except for top.
Yeah.
They still kind of hang out there on their own until objectives come up.
And they summon the Rift Herald, going for the mid lane tower, and they're going to take it down.
Yeah, so that goes down very quickly. It is still alive, and they're
Might go for
clearing the
another
wave, so
charge.
they're going to get another charge out of it. However,
Died before he
Lissandra
got
was
there.
able to give it a couple shots and end up dying before it fully reached the tower again.
Bot lane tower down.
Right, but now Canyon del Oro's in a slightly more challenging situation. Everyone's a little bit behind, with the exception of Sion. He's the only one that's like ahead of their lane. Everybody else is significantly behind. They've lost two of their turrets and two of the lanes. So it just starts to make them a little bit less safe, and they have to be a little bit more careful as they
Dragon's up
roam.
and they're immediately jumping it.
Yeah, so Gilbert's not waiting at all because Canyon del Oro is still in base. They take out that third dragon, and it does go to Gilbert.
Volibear tries ulting on him, and
We have an ult coming in from Ornn, and looks like we missed, but Akshan is there trying to support, and
Nice
we
little
get
shot
Volibear
there.
that goes out, goes in under that tower, and Sion also goes down.
tries to charge at him, but gets stopped by the minions.
Right. And at that point, some gold's better than nothing, so hitting the minions is very smart on the Sion's part. If he knows he can't get to the to Gilbert, then he can at least get a little bit of extra gold.
Top lane turret destroyed. Gilbert is advancing while that Sion is dead.
So they still have a
And
few
getting
more
extra-
minions trying to get a little bit more on that tower, and looks like we are chunking down that tower rather quickly, getting it to at least half life. They have minions they've got to deal with first, and then they'll be able to push back. But they might be just going back because Canyon del Oro is going to be there. And this is a part of the game where you have to be careful because
Right.
you know you're stronger, you know you have more items, you've had more gold. However,
You can't let
you
yourself.
can still throw this game away
Right.
if you overextend, if you get overconfident. So you still have to play smart and not just run it down mid.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see. Baron Nashor's the next objective up. In
Yeah, 30
30
seconds. So Baron is definitely like the top monster. That
Right.
and Elder are like the top ones that are more like end game type of monsters. But it will give your whole team a buff, which then, as long as they're alive, they will keep it until the timer runs out or until they die. But then that buff also gets applied to the minions, which gives them more power to be able to hit towers and be able to push lanes.
Indeed, indeed. Here we got them trying to get that Scion, and Baron is is up. So probably just removing any opposition, of course.
Right, so Sion was probably trying to put some vision on there. However, two of them were there. Volley's snowball didn't quite make it. But Sion does have a quick escape out of there. They're still trying to chase him down. So we'll see how far they're going to go. Looks like we're going to try to ult, and it does do a stun. Rel goes in and stuns
They're
again.
getting stun locked.
Yep. And
Chunks them down.
few more hits in again, just enough to push him back so that Gilbert can focus on taking out that Baron.
Agreed. And he's just being melted by Gilbert.
And
they
that's the
take
part where,
Baron.
a lot of teams, I think, especially a lot of younger teams, they want to go for that kill. Not realizing that sometimes not getting the kill and letting them walk away and get healthy is better for your team because it's all about just creating opportunities.
Yep, and here we got Ornn upgrading something.
Yeah, we don't get to see what he upgrades, but he's upgrading something. And now you can see all the minions have a purple glow around them, and that is because of the Baron buff.
So they have like increased damage. Is it increased health as well or just damage?
I think just damage.
If it works.
So now we have a 2v1 in that top lane, so we'll see if Ornn's able to get away.
He does.
Now that Ornn is very far away from that volley bear. And that was even ahead of the Sion as far as levels. Which at that point, when it comes to levels, it's just about your abilities. Every level you get to level up one of your abilities. And the higher your abilities are, the more damage or the shorter cooldown, or there's some
Status
sort of
effects,
benefit
yeah.
that is added to it. So for every level, you're gonna have slightly more benefits.
Yep, and now they're pushing mid lane, about to take the tower.
Yeah, so they don't have a lot of minions, so they have to kind of keep their distance so they don't get some of those tower shots. But now that the next wave is here, looks like Gilbert's gonna back off a little bit. That's Sion coming in with his ult.
There, guarding the
And
mid
we
lane
have
now.
a stun coming in and a Smolder ult coming in, Akshan ults, and
One, two,
Sandra goes
three,
down, Volley goes down,
4.
Caitlyn goes down, and they're
Trying
still
to go for the
chasing down
fifth.
that Sion, and we get
5.
nice. So that is
Took a lot of tower shots though.
yes. So that is an ace coming in from Gilbert as they take out all 5 of Kerrigan Del Oro.
But they got some minions now, so they'll take the towers and
And there's so many that are tanky that they would be able to take the tower if necessary.
And boom,
And
Nexus down.
Nexus goes down.
First
So
game to
game
Gilbert.
1 goes to Gilbert. Give us a minute. We will be back with game 2.
game.
You don't have the
Hey,
heart
we're
for
red
this.
side, right?
Still on the blue side. And,
Exit the game. They wanted blue side.
we're resetting because there was a mistake. We'll be back.
Well, not same thing. Same band.
Alright, here we are. We're back. So this time, we got Gilbert on the red
Oh,
side.
that's right. Gotta switch.
So they're labeled
Fear is the first of many
but
foes.
let's see. First ban, whoever that knight guy was.
You don't have the heart for
Garen.
this.
Garen, and then we got Lucian again.
Which is interesting that, Gilbert subbed in some people.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
light
why
ones
didn't
would
it
have
play last
brightened your
time?
day.
We did sub in our top and our jungle. So we had different players playing for those two positions.
We got another Lux ban from
All
Canadoro,
right,
and we got
I'm
the
going.
Rumble ban from Gilbert. So far, almost identical bans.
Glad to see
And
you.
Galio.
Yep, so it's interesting because Galio's normally a mid. Their mid laner didn't change.
They're banning Thresh earlier this time.
They are just making sure that they're not going to pick it for that bot lane.
Cassandra.
Do you have a Cassante pick, which I believe that's going to be for top?
I mean, he looks top lane.
Yes.
Like I said, some characters just look the way, you know? And then, yes.
Alright. Rakan. So Gilbert is doing kind of a double ban. So Rakan is something that the support on Canyon de Oro side plays. So instead of banning it, we pick it so they can't play it.
Exactly.
So it's definitely a strategy. So that'll be interesting. I haven't seen too much Rakan played on our side, so I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. And Gilbert takes the Caitlyn as well. So
Man.
same matchup, just different team. And then Canyon de Oro very quickly picks Karma, which I believe it's the mid lane, and then Ambessa, and now I'm confused. Because Ambessa is also very new, and I don't remember where she has played. Let's see what we know about her. She's melee.
So, jungle then?
Well, no, because if you look at the map, it actually shows more as a top lane.
So he's
And
a...
Cassante, I think Cassante's because I like see how it shows us like in different areas. And then Karma's definitely the mid lane. So
And we got a Mumu for our juggler.
oh, I love a Mumu. He's so fun. So he's like this tiny little mummy that's like always sad. But anyways, he throws out bandages and they can stun people. And his ult, wherever he's at, is like he throws out his bandages and stuns everyone in that ult, which is fantastic.
Now we got another ban.
People fear what they cannot understand.
Which is mid laner, so that's interesting why. I mean, Karma can be played as
Who
support
dares
as
defy my
well.
will?
Yes, so Jarvan is top.
Looks like we can't do them, but...
Tyrant
Who knows?
C.
Irelia.
And then Aurelia. Yeah, so Gilbert's not sure where some of these are going to be played. And that's like
I'd keep my head down if I
well,
were you.
Karma can be a support. So because some of these can be played in different areas, it's hard to know which way they're gonna go.
Right. Next pick goes to Gilbert as the red side.
They'll actually get, I believe, the next 2 picks. No, they only get 1 because they get final pick. They get counter pick. So and then we get Urgot for the top lane. Urgot's another really And then we have a Mel coming in from Canyon Del Oro.
She's a bot. Lane? When she first came out, I've seen her. in bot
Yeah,
lane.
she's definitely played in bot lane a lot. Senna's definitely a bot laner. Senna has also been played as an ADC and a support. So it'll be interesting to see where they all end up going, because so many of these can be played in so many different areas.
Let's see. I think Kazante would be jungler. Carmen would be top instead of bot lane, maybe.
Possibly. So now we have Vlad coming in for that mid lane. Mel is one of those champions that she actually has some really great abilities that she can be used as a support, but she also can cause a lot of damage on her own. She does have a shield, but that right there, that ability, that shield that she has is not just a shield for herself, but it's a reflection. So whatever ability is coming at her, if she times that correctly, it will reflect back onto her opponent, even some ultimates. So you have to be very, very careful. Now, obviously, it doesn't work for all of them, and it doesn't really block from everything, but you've got to be very careful with that reflection. If they can time it correctly, because I've played her before, and it's actually a little bit hard to time it on some abilities.
Right.
But if you can time it correctly, it's crazy.
And Urgot, Vladimir, he looks like a vampire.
Yes, Vlad is 100% a vampire.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see where everybody ends up going. Unfortunately, we won't get to see where everyone's going until the game actually loads.
Right.
And we are about to enter our spectator delay. So we will be back in just a minute because,
Or a few.
yes. So just hang tight and we'll be back.